tell me what you think. I'm so honored. I'm so honored to see you. Welcome. Today we're talking about mental health and infidelity in marriage. There are lots of things that are happening. It is so alarming. Like, as I said earlier, let me just introduce my opinion again. I'm someone who is against divorce. I hate divorce in every shape or form. But you know, a lot of things have been happening these days that I think I'm changing my mind about what I stand for, because it's at the end of the day, I find out that women who are supposed to be protected, they're going through a lot in the name of marriage. And in the beginning, when I started this life, I said, yeah, a lot of things play into this, because when getting married, there are things we don't consider. We just jump into marriage, right? And these are the things that lead to some of the things we face today as married people. So if we had considered who we're getting married to, a lot of us, we get married because the man has a car, he has a house, and he's doing well, he's rich. And this is our African mentality. Once a man buys a house, buys a car, the next thing the parents will tell him, go get married. Nobody cares if the man is ready to get married, but the next thing is a woman. So women are just like commodity that you add after house, after car. The next thing is a woman. And we women, once we get to 24, 25, we are like, oh, I want to get married. My friends are getting married. So, so you yourself, you're not even thinking about if I'm ready to take all the challenges that will come in marriage. So I talked about, and I also talk about challenges. What is marriage, is for better, for worse? What is it all about? Is it man-made problem? Is it a mistake? Or is it challenges that come? So these things. So I just wanted to I just want to hear from you, and it's good that you're a man. I just want to hear from you. Just let's bring in this thing that happened with you, Ledoche, and the wife. Let's bring in this thing that happened with this woman that died because of in Enugu or somewhere. I don't know. I can't remember. I read about it some time ago. A lot of things has been happening. Let's just put mouth into it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I hope you can hear me clearly, correct?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. Well, infidelity in marriage is as old as anybody can imagine.
Yeah.
Anybody can think of. It's very old. Let us not go too deep into, maybe that's a discussion for another day. The things one needs to look at first before getting married, so as not to have this infidelity in marriage and what have you. There are so many of them. There are things that if we had taken time to analyze properly before getting into marriage, we wouldn't be in the mess we are in when it comes to infidelity in marriage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The focus is the people who are already in marriage and
yeah,
who are experiencing infidelity of all kinds. You know, and then you know that many people think that cheating is just when you take a woman who is not your wife or a man who is not your husband into the room and you have relations with the person, then you've cheated, right? That is not just what cheating is about.
Yeah, I agree.
It starts from text messages, it starts from unnecessary attention, it starts from, there are so many ways people cheat, right?
Yeah.
You're having one useless conversation with somebody who is not your wife, and you're telling me it's my bestie, I'm passing through something, I need her opinion, or I need
and the
his
husband
opinion,
does not know about it.
And your husband doesn't know about it. So there are different forms of cheating. So, but the standpoint is this: how do these people who are already in this mess, what do they do? Do they leave their marriages? Do they stay back and continue to die in silence? What do they do actually? Now, one thing I usually tell ladies, in fact, one confronted me the other day. The husband, the protection, they don't use protection, right? But there was protection in the house before they got married.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the protection was 4 pieces. Suddenly it reduced to 2. And she was like, Oga, but we don't use protection. how come this protection reduced to 2? The man said, it's my younger brother who lives with us. I think he used it. From 2, the protection now finished. Bata, bata. And she's like, I don't understand what is going on here. And he kept giving the same excuse. But then he keeps making, he hasn't caught him red-handed.
Yeah.
But she notices that he makes 1 or 2 calls in secret and, hiding. And, once infidelity comes in, you see that the sexual relations you have with your wife starts to reduce and all whatnot. So
Yeah.
she sees all those signs, she notices all those things, and then, but she has not really sat him down. All the time she has noticed, she's just made trouble out of it, shouted, quarreled, and I said, no. There are times for quarrel. There are times for crying. There are times for a heart-to-heart talk.
Yeah.
If somebody is cheating on you, if your husband is cheating on you, shouting, following the side chick about, pursuing the side chick, quarreling, making noise, and all those things will not solve the problem.
Yeah.
It has never solved the problem. We hear cases of, okay, I saw one on Insta blog yesterday, a lady who double-crossed the husband.
Yeah, I think okay, no, it's not the one I posted. No, it's not the one I posted.
Double-crossed the husband, and the man was with his side chick.
The
lady came down from the vehicle, went to the wife of the man, carried her up, and hit her on the floor.
Okay, so it's not the one I posted. I think it's the one I posted.
And hit her on the floor, and the person who was reporting said the woman was not even moving again. We don't even know.
Yeah. That was one, yeah.
You understand? So we had these cases. The other day, was pursuing the side chick and the husband, and got accident and died on the spot.
Yeah, exactly. What's her name again? Yeah, the Calabar one.
Yes, we can't continue to do these things. There are ways to do these things. And what are these ways? As a confident woman, as a woman who knows her work, who knows her method, who knows how to deal with issues, there are what we call heart-to-heart conversation, mature conversation. Oga, sit down.
But let me cut you short before I forget what I want to say. Yes, I agree with you, 100. But let's not also forget that there are men who don't listen to their wife, who will not sit down and, sometimes they say find a time that suits to talk. There are men, as immediately they know that this is the topic we want to bring up, they will just no, they say, no, I don't want to talk about it. I don't this, and in fact they will make nothing. They will even leave the house. They will start their car and go away. How does this kind of, because because I want to say this thing. I want to believe that any woman you see outside chasing her husband and the side chick, or chasing the side chick, has, I'm telling you from a woman perspective, has already treated this issue in the house. Women does, I know I'm talking from a woman perspective now. We women, we are good at, like, when we sense something, we want to address it with our husband. For this is how it is always has been. You sit your husband, you want to sit your husband down. Most of these men, they don't want to sit down with you. They don't. And then this woman has to plan another strategy to use and settle the issue. And this is why I'm telling you, even this one that happened in Calabar, that this woman died where she was chasing the husband. I can bet you this woman has been talking and the media does not show us the one that happens at home. This woman must have fought the husband, because sometimes I see people, they will tell you, fight your husband, leave the side chick. This woman must have fought the husband, quarreled, prayed, talked, do everything before she brought her madness outside. But continue.
Okay. Well, one, there are two things that are involved, right? One, how did you address it at home? Did you shout? Did you quarrel? Did you fight? Did you throw things? That is one way to address it. Another way is to have this talk I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Sit him down. When men are scared of women, I just, sometimes we try to cover it up and feel weird. But if you see that your wife has brought out that red eye, it's what we call red eye, and says, Oga, I need us to talk.
Yeah.
You get the kind, there is a way your woman or your wife will say, Oga, I need us to talk. You would sit down and listen, because what will be going through your mind is, this is not the wife I used to know. Right? Maybe before she would cry, she would throw things, but there is a way, there is a composure that you will bring. Your husband will know that, oh no, this is no longer business as usual.
Yeah.
You understand? So I will advise you sit down and start from a very strong point.
Yeah.
For instance, Oga, look, I understand what you're going through. I understand that this might be a phase, or you might just be trying to gamble or experiment or do whatever, right? But I need you to understand that I am aware that you're going outside to do all these things.
Yeah.
Now, two things are, there are conditions to this. One is, we're never going to have sex until I am sure you're no longer doing this. Secondly, I am no longer going to do my wifely duties to you until you come down and say, this is the end. Let us go back to being a family. Now, if you're doing that also, because of the sake of our children, use protection. Because if you die, my children will no longer have a father. Use protection. Then I need you to understand that I may be tolerating it now, but a day may come when I will carry my bag and go. Maybe or maybe not. I'm just telling you that for now, I am in your house. But a day may come. I don't know. I don't know if it will be tomorrow. I don't know if it is 30 minutes after this talk. I don't know when it will happen, but a day may come when you will come home and there's nobody at home. And maybe your things have been sold off and the whole house is empty. And the whole house is empty. A day may come and you will see that kind of a thing. I just need you to know that, look, there is a limit that I can take this. I'm not telling you to stop. I'm not telling you to start. I'm not telling you anything. But just know that that same way you have the mind to do something that hurts me, I may develop that same mind tomorrow. Nobody knows. And I assure you, mine will be times 10 of yours. There are ways.
This is also a kind of like a threat talk, if you ask me. That because he might still understand it like you're threatening him, but I understand where you're right, but in a calm way, but you're still letting him know that yes, I might do this and this might happen, so he's aware of what might happen in future, right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
He may take it as anything he wants. He can take it as a threat. He can take it as an advice. He can take it as anything he wants to. But I want that situation where women learn how to be confident in themselves and in the words they use in addressing issues.
Yeah, it's important. It's important.
You must not shout. You must not cry. You must not throw things to buttress your point.
To show, yeah.
Then coming to your question, men who will never sit down to talk. There are men who are like that. No matter the kind of red eye you want to bring, they will never sit down to talk. My dear, sit down on your own. Compose a very long message.
I'm laughing because I use this message type with my husband when I don't want to talk to him. I'll just like that's why I'm laughing. Like, and trust me, it works magic. And you're right. Like I agree. It works magic. Sometimes when I don't want to talk, when I don't want to talk, he will tell me. Sometimes he will tell me, this time you have in composing this long message. Why don't you use it and sit down so we talk? Because I'm not that. I don't have that patience to talk. Because me, I love me. I will compose. As in, sometimes he will just read after reading it. He will just leave me. He will be like, let us, because he's the one that wants us to sit and talk. But I'm that one. I don't want to talk. So I have the attitude of those men that will not want to talk. So, but you're right.
So you see, my wife uses it on me too. If I go into the wardrobe now, I can get you two pieces of long notes my wife has written to me since we got married.
Yeah. No, but that's a good point. It works 100%.
Yeah.
It works.
So if you can't stop, calm down. Those things you want to say, put them in writing.
Yeah.
Whether the English is disjointed or not, as long as he
understands,
as long as he will understand it, put them in writing and send to him. Right? Yeah. Let him understand your point. Let him understand where you're coming from and understand that, look, there is no monopoly of wickedness.
Yeah, misbehaving. Or misbehavior.
Mm. Nobody has a monopoly of all that. But then, I will still advise that when, push comes to shove, right? When push comes to shove, that you can no longer take it. Please. That is why I advise ladies, have your bank account, have little money somewhere, have something somewhere.
Yeah, it's very important.
On your own, generally, you're not divorced, but you can be separated.
Separated, yeah.
You're not divorced, you can be separated until the man's head, comes down. Until he finishes his nonsense and then decides this will work or I want this to work. If push comes to shove, that you are now thinking, should I stab him? There was one I read. A woman was, sorry, this is live, but I'm not saying anybody should do this, but a woman was feeding the husband broken bottles for years because the man was cheating on her.
That's extreme. That's extreme. As you said, that's just, but it's better you leave. Just let him face his life, let him face his God, instead of because you're also committing a crime. The man is committing a crime, you're as well. So who is perfect there? So just leave instead of subjecting yourself to that kind of But and there's this thing I want to talk quickly before I forget as well. I am not in that school of thought that men are polygamous, like that's the normal talk. The normal talk. Men are polygamous in nature. I don't believe that. I've never believed that because I have brothers. I know my brothers. I know they're well disciplined. I have a husband. My husband is disciplined because why I'm saying this now is I think I made a post about it where I said a woman came out someday, it was last week or something, and said my husband was cheated on me, and people were bashing her. There are men who don't cheat, no matter what you do. No matter how, no matter, they will not cheat. It is just who they are. It is just their principle. It is that's just who they are. Not because as I said earlier, not because they go to church, because most people say unless he has the fear of God. No. Pastors who have fear of God cheat. This is just because it is their decision. It is not in. It's just like saying everybody steal. Everybody don't steal. There are people who don't steal. It's just like saying everybody. No, I don't even understand what I'm saying. So all men don't cheat. There are men who cheat, and the percentage that cheat are lower than those who don't cheat. This is what people don't understand. Percentage of men who cheat are lower than those who don't cheat. But you know why it is like the whole world is cheating? All men actually is because this is what we read every day. You know, it is the media. This is what, when you open your this thing, you have to hear about a cheating that happened in New York. You have to hear about a cheating that happened in Tanzania. You have to hear about a cheating that happened in Nigeria. So this is why it's like everybody's cheating. But that's not reality. This is just what media is trying to portray. There are those who cheat, but they are just as in, people need to understand this. It is very important. So now this leads me to my question. Can you just tell us why some men cheat? What is, because I'm not a man, I can't explain it. Why do men cheat in marriage?
Well, I would say that cheating is a choice.
I agree.
Having someone outside your marriage, it's a choice. No matter what is going on in your marriage, if you're married to a nagging wife, you're married to a wife who doesn't satisfy you, you're married to, and no matter what happens in your marriage, to cheat is a choice.
Yeah.
It is not a question of it's not written anywhere. There's nothing binding. There's nothing that says because you're married to a nagging wife, you have to cheat.
Yeah.
Or
to
because
make you stop her from nagging.
There's nothing of sort that tells us this thing. It's a choice.
Yeah.
People choose to do what they want to do.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you're cheating, know that this is your choice.
Yeah.
Don't tell me something led you to it. It's a choice. Whatever that must have happened, you could have still chosen not to cheat.
Not to cheat, yeah.
So any man who cheats, it's a choice. There is no one thing that is good enough to say this is the reason why a man should cheat, or why men cheat. Right? There's nothing good enough to say. It's just a choice. If you choose to do it, it's your own. Anything that comes from your choice, you take. Like you have a choice to either eat a wheaty soup or mono soup.
Yeah.
It's a choice. It's a choice. So I can't say this is one particular thing. No matter what it is.
Because there's no tangible reason why someone should cheat.
Yeah, there is none. There is nothing that I have seen or heard. What can you tell me? What even as we're talking, I'm still thinking if there is a reasonable something I can come up with that I can say this is why a man should cheat. There is no reason a man should cheat. Okay, fine. You no longer want to have relations with one woman, right? Fine. Have a discussion with your wife. Even if it was not your agreement from the onset, you know, just like what is happening with you now, right? I know it's not their agreement from time immemorial.
According to the wife.
Right? So, but you now want someone second.
According to him, she brings another thing to the table. The wife, this one brings something. You know, the whole thing is just funny. The whole thing is just
no problem. Whether this person brings spoon and this person brings knife to the table, that is not our problem.
No.
But why not have a sit down with your wife? Have a sit down with your wife. I know that not many women will accept that kind of conversation. But you need to make her understand it categorically that look, this is what I'm going to do.
And still be open to accept her own opinion, because you don't force her.
Yes.
So this is a decision, it's a choice. I want to make this choice. Then you have to live with your choice, even if the person does not accept your choice, you know. Even if she says, okay, now I'm not going to be non-bad, right? So you should respect her as she respects yours.
Exactly. Exactly. And then you don't make it now looks condescending on her.
On her,
or try to make her look stupid, or try to make her look like no. That is where they got it wrong, right?
And that's my problem as well.
That is where he got it wrong. That is where he got it wrong. I don't subscribe to how he went about it, but at the same time, I cannot tell him not to marry a second wife.
Yeah, no.
It is not in my place to do that kind of a thing. It's not in anybody's place to tell him not to marry a second wife.
No, it's his choice.
Right?
He's an adult.
It's his choice. So, but now he has to make the first wife understand his reasons, whatever thing it is, that look, I must get a second wife. I must have a second wife. And these are the reasons why I want a second wife. And then May might disagree and say, no, I don't want this, no matter what's the excuse you want to give me, I don't want to hear about this. Okay, my dear, what do we now do? Because I really want this. Okay, fine. If you want it,
rent out a house for me. Yeah, you can rent a house for us. You can move in there while you bring it. Like this they can settle it. They can settle it peacefully.
In their home without
communication is the key.
Communication is key. And my annoyance in the whole thing is that this is not something that happened all of a sudden.
No.
From the stories we have read, you've been seeing this lady for a very long time.
Exactly. So it's still the cheating we're talking about.
You understand? We've been seeing this lady for a very long time. Why not come to your wife and be open and say, okay, babe, get this girl where I like, and I would like to, you know,
bring her in,
make her my wife, or whatever. And then you guys settle it amicably and no issues. Nobody would, you know, say anything about it. And if you still want to come to maybe because you have businesses together, or you have, these are celebrities, right? Yeah. You have images together that you want to portray. The both of you can still come to the public
and make a public official announcement. Not all these things.
Or even continue to make a public united, or present a public united front. It's none of our business.
Yeah, no.
Because of the business you hold together, you guys can still come to the public and do your, like I saw them doing NGO stuff the other day.
Yeah.
You can still come to the public and do your NGO stuff, present a united front, and it's none of our business. But then you settle these things in-house first before everybody else gets to know about it.
It is obvious that the house was leaking, you know, so that's why the whole thing is messy outside. They didn't find
and then this the brother who came to say,
oh, like I'm so disappointed. Seriously,
added more thought to injury.
I'm so disappointed. You know, sometimes when we do things, let's still consider, if this person is my daughter, is this the same thing? You know, sometimes we speak carelessly. We don't put ourselves in the situation first before we throw out our words, our actions, and whatever the case may be. Sometimes we need to, if this May was my daughter, is this the same thing I would come to public and say, would I tell her that you had an option? What if you was open? Like, there is no excuse to justify this whole thing. And this is still why, you know, why I'm making this video, this is still the reason, because women in Africa has been, you know, I have to say, like, I respect you a lot, the way you treat your wife. And this is why I got connected to you on social media. Because if you know, I love the way you respect your wife. I love the way you carry your wife. And this is something that not all men understand. You know, people, when you love your wife, people admire, people see it, people, you know, people admire it, even if they don't tell you, they see it, they see how you live out your life. Then some people feel that, like, I have to misbehave just to feel that I'm the man of the house, I'm the dogu, I'm the this, I'm the one that decides. You know these things. It doesn't tell good. Yeah, true. It doesn't tell good about people. You don't have respect. You don't have respect. And if you cannot handle your home, sorry, there's nothing I can entrust in your hand. There is nothing, because they say, what's it called? Charity begins at. If you cannot handle a home, your simple home, that common home they gave you, God gave you, you cannot handle it. Then come out, my dear, you're an empty vessel. You're just an empty vessel.
I was very angry with him because I know I have a senior brother, right? And if I know it's never going to be me, but if it were to be me, my senior brother would call us, right? And sit us down and try to play the advocate.
Yeah.
Try to settle the issues, right? With wisdom. That is why he is a senior brother. That is what is expected of him. Not to come on social media and carry camera and place on your and say things that add more salt to injury. That is not how to go about it. It now begs the question: is it the idea of ideal of the entire family? Is this how they reason? Is this what they think this is all about?
It is quite unfortunate. You know, like, it is just, I know it is their life, it is their business, but as I said earlier, whatever they do, people watch them, people copy them, people feel it is normal. So, and this is why people like you and I should come out to let those who are aspiring to be them, to do like them, to understand that this is not normal. There are normal families. These people are just acting dysfunctional. There are normal families. There are people who you know, who are living out marriage and how marriage is supposed to be. Someone like him, I think he got it all wrong. He got, in fact, as I said, it is his choice to marry a second wife, but the way he's going about it, it is so wrong. Coupled to the fact that he has a daughter, a grown-up daughter, who is just seeing all these things. How would this girl see men? Because sometimes these men, they do things, and as I said earlier, they don't know that the children are watching. They are going to grow one day, and believe me, these children are not going to hold him in high esteem. It is just like, because first of all, you don't hurt my mom for no reason. You should not hurt my mom, no matter whatever. Don't hurt my mother. As long as these children are rallying around their mom, they're going to hate this man for the rest of their life. What he puts their mother through. It is not all about coming out and be declaring your second love, your first love, my first wife, my second wife. You have children before this whole thing. At least respect those children, even if you cannot respect their mother. Respect these children. But as I said, it's all their business. It's all their business.
Truth is, I don't think it is too late for y'all.
No, it's not. It's not.
He's a senior brother.
He can make a man.
He has seen life.
Yeah.
He has seen life. He has done. But, you know, sometimes all these people, they don't understand the essence of counseling.
No.
Right?
Because they believe they know it all. That kind of person will not listen to anyone.
Yes. He may be thinking he knows it all. Everybody, he's a celebrity already, has seen life. I saw the way he responded to is it Uche? Somebody.
Yeah, Uche, Madagwa. Yeah.
So, you know, that kind of a person feels, who are you to talk to me?
Give me advice? Yeah.
You know? So, but for me, I don't think
pride goes before a fall.
I don't think. What's the name of this gospel artist who also cheated on the wife and impregnated the side chick? it's been a long time. Who resigned? He was a former president
is
of
it?
Russell.
Yeah. Is it this Coast? What's his name again? What's his name? What's his name again? Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
You see the way he handled him. Right?
Came out and apologized to the wife and everything.
He came out, apologized to everybody, resigned from his seat.
Yeah.
He went off social media and went home.
True.
Because
nobody heard about the home now.
Yes, he can fix the home. The next time we saw
everyone make mistakes. Nobody is the same. We all make mistakes. Yeah. He has made a mistake, but it's one thing to make a mistake. It's another thing to sit back in that mistake and start acting like you're right. Every other person is wrong. I can do what I want to do. Yeah. I'm the man of the world. You know, this something is like it's just that is no. It's not that. But in case now I realize say. Not be everybody will carry base about you that they call her. Not be all of them get sense. Some people, nah.
It's not too late. For me, it's not too
so low. He stooped so low.
It's not too late to go back, stay off social media, stay off all this posting, all these things. Yeah. Stay off a little. You understand? Go home, call me, and say, babe.
I just feel bad. I just feel bad for May because I know she's going through a lot. You know, I work with mental health. You know,
but again, did you read May's last response?
Yeah, I read it.
I am beginning to see the manipulative tendencies of May.
Yeah. Okay. How do you mean? How do you mean?
Yeah. Right now.
Okay.
She is riding on the pity all of us have for her.
Okay.
To grow.
Okay.
She's riding on that pity to grow. She is now using Yul instead of Yul using her. The tables have turned.
Maybe I didn't notice.
The tables have turned. The tables have really turned. And if Yul is not careful, he will soon become inconsequential.
Okay.
Please join me.
Yeah, I'm just Yul.
If Yul is not careful, he will soon become.
I don't know what Facebook is doing to me. They don't send down my this thing. I don't know what their problem is. And people, they will tell me they didn't see the live, but it's good that even after talking, people will still watch it. So it's good.
Yeah. So if Yul is not careful right now, he is going to become inconsequential. He's going to become a nobody in that family, in his family. Because this lady is growing. Massively.
Yeah, she is. The love and support is.
A time will come real. When she will not need May. Yul again.
Yeah.
A time will come when she must have grown an empire.
Unfortunately, the truth is for me. Unfortunately, is that I just don't want this woman to succumb to this Yul, because I want girls of today to know that they have option. Excuse me. I want women to know that they have a choice. I want them to know that they should not just settle. Don't just settle. And as I said earlier, there are good men who love their Obi Kubana. Obi Kubana and his family. I always watch them all. These are rich men. They still love their husband. No, let's talk about rich, because now he's telling us that I'm an actor. I've acted for 100 years. Who are you to tell me what? You understand what I'm saying? There are men who are successful. I know we are not successful, but there are successful men too who are living the standard, you know, who are living up to the standard, who are showing us that I can love one woman and still be a man. So, and I want girls, all these young girls, to understand this, that Don't let any man subject you to this kind of caricature, because it's a big caricature. A woman that has grown with you. I saw their old pictures, when they were young. And love, when you guys, you people grew together, built together, and at the end of the day, you came up from nowhere, and you want to tell us that I did not believe in this life, that you could love two people at the same time, but until it happened to me. This is just a slap on everything, everything I respected about him. Do you understand? Just like waking up one morning and my husband come and come to the public and say, I never knew I can love two women at the same time. Don't mind me. I'm just angry.
Well,
oh God.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Of course.
And but my problem is, staying in your mistake and claiming right and really getting every other person's advice and thinking you know it all, and no, that is not right. That guy, that gospel artist I was talking about.
I know I don't know why I forgot his name.
Yes, he came up, apologized to
Okos or something, right? Okos.
Yes.
Continue, I beg.
So he came, apologized to everybody, went home to his family.
Yeah.
I know he must have gone down on his knees or whatever,
and beg the wife. Yeah.
And say, babe, sorry.
And it shows he's a real man. And this is what real men do. Yeah. This is what real men do.
Exactly. You go home, you sort, because I know, there is this thing that women are the ones who are designed to always beg and cry. So if it is coming from a man, it carries double weight. If you see your husband begging you, apologizing, being remorseful,
that's the sexiest thing I know. True.
Yeah, you understand. You would say, okay, let bygone be bygone. You promise me this is not going to happen again. Yes. Okay, fine. For the sake of our kids, because you've apologized, we settle and bring everybody together and sort the issue out.
Yeah.
Right? What is the best thing for everybody? There has to be a common ground. What is best for everybody?
And shut us all up. Because I want to be shut up.
Exactly, because that man, the next time he came out, we saw them, he and his wife, they went on a vacation and they were snapping pictures. And people were saying they will never pull back the husband and wife campaign again. They will never pull back.
That's the thing we love. That's the thing I like. Yeah, but true. Just shut everybody up.
So, but it's not late for him, but it's going to grow. It's going to grow increasingly impossible for him to get back his home.
You know why? Because this is second wife or mistress. I don't even want to call her second wife. She's out for a pound of flesh.
Yeah.
She's out for a pound of flesh. I'm telling you, so I don't know if it's Kayamakao, I don't know if it's real, but whatever it is that woman, she's not ready to let go easily. She's out for a pound of flesh.
And I don't know why. Truth be told, right? Y'all may be rich, but personally, I am not seeing that multi-billionaire.
He's okay. He's okay for himself in his family, and everybody's okay in their own family. Yeah,
for their family. So I don't know why exactly. I don't even think he's the richest Nollywood actor, right? So I don't know why exactly. This other lady is doing what she's doing. I don't know what she wants to get. I don't understand.
I'm not still blaming her. I've never blamed her like that, because I know if you had respected himself, this woman wouldn't find herself in his arm. That's number one. And this is why everybody has to respect yourself first. If he had respected the wife, not even himself, if he had respected his wife, this lady wouldn't have found herself in his arm. That's number one. And number two is this lady you knew very well, quite well. You're married 4 times, maybe 8 times. I know this man is married with kids, and he came to you and started making passes, blah, blah, blah. You just fell for him. So that's where I end it anyway.
The thing is, when it comes to men, right? There is this man, what is his name again? Is this man of God? One of his famous quotes is, "Nobody who has ever said, 'God help me,' that God does not help." He's dead now.
Is this Mike Marrow?
No, be Monroe. He's a Nigerian.
Okay.
What's his name? So he said something. He said,
not TB Joshua.
No, not TB Joshua. He said that this temptation that we talk about, right? That it is not the temptation that you should be afraid of or you should run away from. It is the occasion that will bring the temptation.
The temptation, yeah. To avoid sin, avoid its occasion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that in his office, if he wants to see a lady, whether you're married or you're single, if he wants to see a lady in his office, he makes sure that his doors are wide open. You understand?
True. Yeah.
So that, because once you see his office, you see his secretary. So that nothing will,
everything
even
is transparent.
Even if it's by accusation, you cannot accuse him of anything. That he now needs to come and start explaining to you that this, that he didn't do it, this, that. He makes sure that occasion doesn't present itself.
Yeah. And this was still why I said, like, there are men who will not cheat no matter what. And this kind of person, you see how he found his own way of not cheating, not even making a mistake of even saying, "I love you, I don't like." He just carved out his own style and way. And this is why I said there are men, like, no matter what, no matter anything, they will not cheat.
It is possible. It's difficult for people who are celebrities, people who, because so many things are happening.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so many things are happening too. Ladies, even me, will just be a small person.
Of course, I know how there are temptations up and down. Especially there are people that love married men. No, if not be married men, they know they go. And same thing, there are people that love married women. If not be married women, then so we all, as you talk, we face temptation every day. But it's just that, like, what always comes to my head is this. Okay, this person, if I bring this person into my house, just 1 week, 2 weeks, I'll get tired of the whole thing. So what's the essence of this? What's the essence? Putting yourself through all this drama and the rest of it for how many years? For how many days?
So it's best. The only way is to avoid that occasion. Right?
True.
To avoid that occasion. You're okay for him, for you all. I know, all these movie sets they go, all these traveling, all these hotel accommodations.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they've been acting front and back since this whole thing. Him and the girl, they are everywhere, acting. Oh, I said, God, I beg. This one, they'll be creating movie every day just to act, So the struggle is real.
It can be difficult for them. It can be difficult for them, but there are ways you can make sure that you don't even near it, not to talk of doing it. There are ways you can make sure you don't even go close to it, not to talk of doing it. There are messages that there are some messages that I receive on this thing, on Messenger, and I'm like, what are you doing? Right? you see somebody message you, "Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?" "I'm fine, thank you." just not to look like a snob.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you will see is, how was your day, sir? Fine, thank you. Have you eaten, sir?
Can you imagine?
Madam.
Now you be my
I
mama.
don't understand. Madam, I don't understand.
Now so it they start now, but it starts like that.
What I do for such people? You know what I do for such people? I'll send them my price list. I'll send them my price list. If you want my book, this is the price. If you want counseling,
you just do reclam.
So these are my services. This
do
is what I do.
Do adverts for their head. They will run away.
So if you now want, this is what I do. So and then you see such people. You see such people. They will say, "Okay, sir, I will get back to you."
Yes, you will not see them again.
So these things they happen, but
True.
you can
avoid it.
Yes, to avoid
the
occasion
of sin.
And decide to avoid it.
Seriously, I appreciate you for coming in. Seriously, I really, really appreciate. I don't know why Facebook is just being wicked to me, but God pass all of them. I just enjoy this talk, and I know that it will still, people will see it and listen to it, because this is a very, very important topic that we just treated today. And I hope you fix your Facebook live, because we are supposed to make some. So just always invite me whenever you feel like, you feel free, want us to discuss something. You know, I'm all about marriage, relationship, you know. So we all are married, so we'll talk about all these things and let people understand that there are people who see things from a different perspective. It's not always like this. So
yeah,
it's good, and I appreciate you for coming live with me. Thank you very much, and my regards to your wife. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right.
Please follow Ikenna if you've not followed him. He's a relationship therapist as well. He talk about marriage, he talk about relationship, and you will learn a lot from him. I learn a lot from him as well. So please follow him on his page and thank me later. He has a book also that is out now, so you can order yours, and yeah. That's just where we'll be ending it for today. And I thank you so much for coming. I don't know why I couldn't invite other people. But it is what it is. Thank you very much. And bye.
Bye.
Bye.